శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ త్వరలో అటానమస్ కాబోతోంది. 2014లో ISO గుర్తింపు, 2015లో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వంచే A గ్రేడ్, 2016లో NAC A గ్రేడ్, ఇప్పుడు NBA సాధించిన సంస్థ శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
So in the last classes, we discussed about the analogy of signals and vectors. So in that we saw the orthogonal signals. In that we saw the orthogonality of vectors, orthogonality of the signals, orthogonality of complex signals, and orthogonal signal space. So what is meant by orthogonal signal space? We already discussed about the orthogonal signals. Orthogonal signals means these two signals. Suppose if we take two signals, x1 of t and x2 of t, these two are perpendicular to each other, then there is an orthogonality between these two signals. Then the condition to satisfy the orthogonality between these two signals is x1 of t into x2 of t is equal to 0 over the interval t1 to t2. That is integral t1 to t2 x1 of t into x2 of t dt is equal to 0. Now we are going to see the orthogonal signal space. See, a signal g of t over the interval t1 to t2 be approximated by a set of n orthogonal signals, that is x1 of t, x2 of t up to xn of t. This is set of n number of orthogonal signals. Whereas in the earlier case, we discussed about the signal g of t over the interval t1 to t2 is orthogonal or approximated as x1 of t or x of t as g of t is approximately equal to c into x of t. In the same manner, the orthogonal signal space, in the orthogonal signal space also, the signal g of t over the interval t1 to t2 can be approximated by a set of n orthogonal signals x1 of t, x2 of t up to xn of t as g of t is approximately equal to c1 into x1 of t plus c2 into x2 of t plus c3 into x3 of t plus dash 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 up to cn into xn of t. Here we have x1 of t, x2 of t up to xn of t. This is nothing but set of n orthogonal signals. These are perpendicular to each other. These set of signals, these signals are perpendicular to one and another. See, x1 of t, we have n number of orthogonal signals. That's why we can express this as g of t is equal to c1 into x1 of t plus c2 into x2 of t plus dash 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 plus cn into xn of t. This is nothing but summation of n equal to 1 to capital N cn into xn of t. See here, select a set of orthogonal functions xn of t and calculate the quotients cn. How to calculate the quotient cn or c? In the earlier case, c equal to integral t1 t2 g of t x of t by integral t1 to t2 x square t dt. In the same manner, here also the quotient cn can be expressed as integral t1 to t2 g of t into xn of t dt by integral t1 to t2 x square of t dt. 1 by integral t1 to t2 xn square t dt is nothing but en. So this can be expressed as 1 by en into integral t1 to t2 g of t xn of t dt. So this is the signal approximation. The signal g of t is approximated by a set of n number of orthogonal signals, that is x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t up to xn of t, like this. And the quotient cn can be calculated like this: integral t1 to t2 g of t xn of t dt by integral t1 to t2 xn square t dt, that is equal to 1 by en into integral t1 to t2 g of t xn of t dt. And here orthogonal set of functions x1 of t, x2 of t, xn of t is called complete set. Complete set or closed set in the n-dimensional space if it is impossible to find an additional function xj of t that is orthogonal to all xn of t. Here xn of t is nothing but it is the set of n number of orthogonal n number of orthogonal set that is xn of t. Here we are taking another function, additional function xj of t that is also orthogonal to xn of t, the set of n number of orthogonal set. So then this set is called the complete set or closed set. In case of in case of an orthogonal set, the approximation will become an equality. In the case of an orthogonal set, the approximation will become an equality. That is nothing but g of t is equal to c1 into x1 of t plus c2 into x2 of t plus C3 into X3 of t up to Cn into Xn of t. This is nothing but the summation of n equal to 1 to capital N Cn into Xn of t. This series is called generalized Fourier series of g of t with respect to the set Xn of t. Here Xn of t is represented like this. It means that it is a closed set or complete set. So the series g of t is equal to c1 into x1 of t plus c2 into x2 of t plus c3 into x3 of t plus cn into xn of t is equal to summation of n is equal to 1 to n cn into xn of t is generalized Fourier series of g of t with respect to the closed or complete set of xn of t. If the energy of a component Cn into Xn of t is Cn square into En, the energy component is already it was already explained in our earlier classes. So if the energy of a component Cn into Xn of t is Cn square into En, then Parseval's theorem states that the energy of the Fourier series of g of t is it is represented by Eg C1 into x1 of t is represented by C1 square into E1 plus C2 x2 of t is represented by C2 square into E2 plus dash 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 Cn square into En. That is summation of n equal to 1 to n Cn square En. This is nothing but the representation of energy of a component Cn into Xn of t as Cn square into En. So the Parseval's theorem is stated like this. It states that the energy of the Fourier series of g of t, this is energy of the Fourier series of g of t, which is nothing but Eg is equal to C1 square into E1 plus C2 square into E2 plus C3 square into E3 plus dash 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 plus Cn square into En. That is nothing but summation of n equal to 1 to n Cn square into En. This is energy of the Fourier series of g of t, whereas this is g approximation of g of t is equal to sigma n equal to 1 to n Cn into xn of t. Next, coming to the mean square error. What is meant by mean square error? As we already know the definition of error function, that is e equal to 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 t2 f of t minus sigma r equal to 1 to n cr into gr of t whole square dt. This is xc square t dt. This is the function of xc square t dt. So it is in the form of a minus b whole square, that is a square plus b square minus 2ab. By extracting this you will get a square plus b square minus 2ab. So 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 t2 a square, that is f of t whole square or f square t dt plus sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square integral t1 t2 gr square t dt minus 2ab 2 into sigma r equal to 1 to n cr into integral t1 to t2 f of t gr of t dt. This is treated as equation number 2. We know that cj, the quotient cj is equal to, it is the ratio of integral t1 to t2 f of t gj of t dt by integral t1 to t2 g square t dt. Here f of t is approximated as g1 of t G2 of t, it is set of G1 of t, G2 of t, G3 of t up to Gn of t. So it is represented by Gj of t, Gj of t. So the coefficient Cj can be expressed as integral t1 to t2 f of t into Gj of t dt by integral t1 to t2 Gj square t dt. 1 by integral t1 to t2 Gj square t dt is considered as Kj. So 1 by Kj integral t1 to t2 f of t Gj of t dt. So integral t1 to t2 f of t gr of t dt is equal to cr into integral t1 to t1 to t2 gr square t dt. Gr square t dt. Why? Because this f of t can be replaced by Cr into G. See here in the above expression, here f of t integral t1 to t f of t into Gj of t dt is equal to Cj into integral t1 to t2 G square t dt. So by cross multiplying, it will become like this expression. So integral t1 to t2 f of t gr of t dt is equal to cr into integral t1 to t2 gr square t dt. But it is cr into this integral t1 to t2 gr square t dt is nothing but kr. So cr kr, it will become cr kr. So this is equation number 3. So substituting equation number 3 in equation number 2, we get here equation number 3 is C integral t1 to t2 f of t gr of t dt is equal to cr kr. Substituting this value in equation number 3, here f of t into gr of t dt is here, it is there. So here it was replaced by cr kr. So minus 2 into sigma r equal to 1 to n cr into cr kr, that is cr square into kr. It is cr square into kr. See here. So it is minus 2 sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square into kr, and here it is r equal to 1 to n cr square kr. Cr square kr. Why? Because integral t1 to gr square t dt is nothing but kr. So it is sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square kr minus 2 into sigma r equal to 1 to n cr into kr, that is cr square into kr. So sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square kr minus 2 into sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square into kr becomes minus sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square kr. So this expression will not change. So it will become 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 t2 f square t dt minus sigma r equal to 1 to n cr square kr. So by extracting this, we will get the expression as epsilon. It is nothing but the expression. It is denoted. A mean square error is denoted by epsilon is equal to 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 to t2 f square t dt minus c1 square into k1 plus c2 square into k2 plus c3 square into k3 plus dash 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 up to cn square into kn. So this is the expression for mean square error. Hence the mean square error was evaluated by using the equation number 4. So this is the simple derivation of mean square error. As we already know the expression for epsilon is error function. Epsilon mean square error is, it is denoted by epsilon. Epsilon is expressed as basically it is expressed like this, that is 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 t2 x square t dt. Here x square t is expressed as integral t1 t2 f of t minus sigma r equal to 1 to n cr into gr of t whole square dt. This is equation number 1. It is in the form of a minus b whole square. By extracting this, we will get a square plus b square minus 2ab. So this is the extraction of the a minus b formula, a minus b whole square formula. That is equation number 2. As we know that the quotient Cj is defined like this. It is integral t1 to t2 f of t gj of t dt by integral t1 to t2 gj square t dt. But we know that integral t1 to t2 gj square t dt is nothing but kj. So it will become kj 1 by kj into integral t1 to t2 f of t gj of t dt. So replace j by r. If we replace this suffix j by suffix r, then it will become integral t1 to t2 f of t gr of t dt is equal to cr into integral t1 to t2 gr square t dt, or it is nothing but cr kr. That is equation number 3. Now we substitute this equation number 3 in equation number 2. We will get the expression for the mean square error like this. That is 1 by t2 minus t1 integral t1 to t2 f square t dt minus of c1 square k1 plus c2 square k2 plus c3 square k3 plus up to cn square kn. This is the expression for equation number 4 is the expression for mean square error. Now we are going to see some problems related to signals. Some problems on signals. See the first problem. Sketch and label the following signals. So here the signal is we have to sketch the signal x of t minus 2 with the given signal x of t. X of t is given like this. This is the given signal x of t. So it is represented like this. So it is having the amplitude 2, and this is the time period. It is starting from minus 1 to 3 plus 3 minus 1. It travels through minus 1 0 1 2 and 3. Okay, how to find out the or how to sketch the function x of t minus 2 with the given function x of t. Here we have to know about the straightforward method. We already know this method, straightforward method. So what we have to do in this method. So here given take the given problem, that is x of t is like this. X of t is this one. So here denoting different transient points in x of t, denoting different transient points in x of t as a, b, c, d and e. These are the transient points. These are the transient points. Note the transient points a, b, c, d and e. Okay, the point a in x of t, the point a in x of t is minus 1. The same point should appear in x of t minus 2 at t minus 2. How to find out this point appear in x of t minus 2? So we have to equate this t minus 2. T minus 2, if t minus 2 equal to minus 1. If t minus 2 is minus 1, then t becomes minus 1 plus 2, that is 1. That is 1. So in the resultant map, in the resultant graph, that is x of t minus 2, the a will appear at this point. A will appear at point 1. Similar in the same manner, the b point is located at 0 here. So for point b, the x of t minus 2, the same point should appear in x of t minus 2 as t minus 2 equal to 0 or t equal to 2. So b will appear at plus 2. Similarly, for point C, t minus 2 equal to plus 1 or t equal to 1 plus 2, that is 3. At point 3, C will appear here. And for point D, here it is 2. In x of t, D appears at plus 2. So t minus 2 is equated to plus 2, or t becomes 2 plus 2, 4. So in the resultant sketch at 4, D will appear. Okay, and for point E is located at plus 3. So t minus 2 equal to plus 3 or t equal to plus 5. So in the resultant sketch at 5, E will appear. So like this, by joining all these transient points, we will get the resultant sketch for x of t minus 2. So for x of t minus 2, for any function, whatever it is, whether it is x of t minus 2 or x of t plus 2, x of 2 minus t or x of 2 plus t, whatever the function it is, we have to sketch the resultant graph using the straightforward method. So straightforward method, we have to first we have to note down the different transient points on the given map, that is a given function x of t. So a, b, c, d, and e. We have noted the transient points a, b, c, d, and e. A is located at -1, b is located at 0, c is located at 1, and d is located at 2, and e is located at 3. So in x minus 2, x of t minus 2 function, it is calculated, a can be calculated as a t minus 2 equal to -1. Similarly, b can be calculated as t minus 2 equal to 0. C can be calculated as t minus 2 equal to 1. D can be calculated as t minus 2 equal to 2. And E can be calculated as t minus 2 equal to 3. So this method is called a straightforward method. By using this method, we can find out, or we can sketch any type of the function here. Okay, similarly, here another function x of 2t plus 2 is given. 2t plus 2 is given with the given function x of t plus 2. X of t plus 2 is this one, x of 2t plus 2. How to find out x of 2t plus 2? Here also, first of all, by using straightforward method, here also we will take the we will notice the transient points first, a, b, c, d, E, like this. A value is -3, B value is -2, C value is -1, D value is 0, and E value is +1. So first of all, we have to find out 2t plus 2. 2t plus 2 is equal to -3, or 2t equal to -5, or t equal to -5 by 2. That is -5 by 2 is 2.5. So it will start at here, 2t plus 2, it will start at here. Okay, like that we can find out all the values, transient points, and finally by joining all these transient points we will get the resultant sketch of x of 2t plus 2. 2t plus 2 is equal to -3, 2t equal to -5, t equal to -5 by 2, that is -2.5. Okay, so like this, we can calculate all these transient points. Similarly, in the same manner, we can do these problems also. X of 2 minus t minus 3. So here we have to sketch x of t plus 2 to get x of minus t plus 2. X of t plus 2 is reflected about t equal to 0. To get x of 2 minus t by 3, x of 2 minus t is expanded by factor 3 on time axis. So we can do any type of problems by using the straightforward method. Straightforward method. Here we have to find out, initially we have to find out the transient points first. After that, in the resultant, we have to look at the transfer points on the given function, and then we have to map the resultant function to the location of the transient points, so that we will get the resultant points, and by joining all these points or transient points, we will get the resultant sketch of the given function. Next, we will see the modification of independent variables. How the independent variable is modified in both continuous time and discrete time signals. How the independent variable is modified. See here, if we take the continuous time, what is meant by continuous time signal? Continuous time signal is it is a continuous for all values of t. The signal is continuous for all values of t. Okay, that is called continuous time signal. From minus infinity to plus infinity, it will be continuously flowing. it will continuously flow. That is called continuous time signal. See, the modification of independent variables, if you see the modification of independent variables, first of all, in the continuous time signal, time reversal, how the signal is modified by using this property, how it is modified. See here, it is x of t is given, x of t is given like this. So it is varying from -2 to +1. So this is the given x of t. Time reversal, what is meant by time reversal? If the given function is equal to its mirror function. What is meant by mirror function? That is mathematically expressed as x of t is equal to x of minus t. So here x of minus t is this one. So it is nothing but the mirror function of the given function x of t, the mirror function of given function x of t. By putting the mirror at here, it will appear like this. X of minus t will appear like this. So that's why we can say that x of minus t is nothing but a mirror function of x of t. That is one modification of the independent variable x of t. X of t as modified as x of minus t. Next, time scaling. What is meant by time scaling? That is nothing but time compression and expansion. Compression and expansion. Suppose x of t is given like this. So how it is compressed? That is x of 2t. X of 2t is a compressed signal of x of t, and x of t by 2 is expanded signal of x of t. How to get the signal? How to get this signal? So by using the same straightforward method. So look at the transit points A, B, and C. The A, B, C are the transit points. A is located at -2, B is located at 0, and C is located at 1. So how to get 2t value? 2t equal to -2 or t equal to -1. Similarly, 2t equal to 0 or t equal to 0, 2t equal to 1 and t equal to zero point 0.5. Like this, we will get the compressed signal. Similarly, how to get the expanded signal? T by 2, x of t by 2, x of t by 2 equal to -2 or t equal to -4. Similarly, t by 2 equal to 0, so t equal to 0. T by 2 equal to 1, at C it is 1 or t equal to 2. Like this, the signal can be expanded. Next, next one is time shifting. So how x of t is modified? That is time shifting. It can be shifted towards uh, right side to the x-axis, or towards left side to the x-axis by n number of units. So x of t can be shifted, or x of t can be shifted as x of t minus 2 and x of t plus 2. Suppose x of t is given function like this. How to get x of t minus 2? X of t minus 2 is here also by using straightforward method. Here the transition points are A, B, and C like this. So t by at A is located at -2, B is at 0, C is at 1. So how to get x of t minus 2? X of t minus 2, t minus 2 is equal to t minus 2 is equal to -2 or t equal to 0. T minus 2 equal to 0, then t equal to +2. T minus 2 equal to 1, then t equal to +3. So like this, it can be shifted towards right side by 2 units. Similarly, in the same manner, we will do the x of t plus 2 also. So it can be shifted towards left side by 2 units. Okay. So up to now, we discussed about some problems. So I am ending this session today. In the next class, we will see the remaining problems. Okay. Thank you.